Hi, welcome to Foodie. Today we're going to make a kind of a main course dinner. It's going to be called bourbon roast beef. We're going to cook it in a crock pot. Going to get it real nice and tender, just falling apart. It's going to be hopefully something like the barbacoa. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is I've got a 3-pound chuck roast. We're going to cut it into just some pretty big chunks. Cut it in half. Cut it into fourths. Let's cut each fourth in half. So that 3-pound chuck roast, we're basically going to cut into 8 fairly equal pieces. So we'll set that beef aside for a minute, and then we're going to do now is make a marinade. We'll start with 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. To our brown sugar, we're going to add a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes and a half a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. I took 4 cloves of garlic and just kind of sliced them up into little, pretty big chunks, I guess. 1/4 of a cup of bourbon, and I'm using the apple bourbon. I think it'll give it a nice, sweet kind of flavor. And 1/4 a cup of orange juice. 1/2 of a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, so that'll be like 3 ounces. I'm just going to guess at that. If it's a little more, that's okay. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Let's mix this up a little bit. We can put in about a half a teaspoon of salt and 1 cup of water. Mix this up real good. And then what we'll do is we'll put our chunks of our chuck roast in here. And then we're just gonna let these marinate anywhere 30 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna maybe try to do it an hour. You want to get this, make sure these pieces of meat are inside this marinade, make sure they get it all nice covered. My beef has been marinating for about 45 minutes. What we're going to do now is I've got about a tablespoon or so of oil in a skillet. We're going to brown the chunks of beef, but first we're going to drag them through some flour. I got about a half a cup or so of flour here. Coat all sides pretty good. Keep this marinade, don't discard it, because we're going to end up using that in a crock pot to actually cook the roast beef. To brown this, we're going to do this about 3 minutes on each side. Let's flip these over, see how they look. Yeah, they're starting to brown. All right, we'll do another about 3 minutes on this side. When the beef is browned, we will just pull these right out and put them right into the crock pot. We'll put our crock pot in the base, take our marinade, cover everything really good. I'm going to separate these garlic cloves a little bit. They're all in one place. I'm going to push that down. Oh boy, I smell that. Bourbon smells good. All right, that's going to be it. We're going to cover this. Set this for 8.5 hours. I'm just going to let it cook overnight. When the 8.5 hours is over, it'll switch to warm. I'll test it in the morning, make sure it's very well done, and we'll just get a fork and pull the stuff apart, and it should be so nice and tender and very flavorful. The beef has been cooking 8 hours in the crock pot on low. Now we're just going to, I'm going to use a slotted spoon. And I'm just going to use a fork and just kind of pull this apart. Yeah, it's nice and tender. I'm not going to pull this apart like a pulled pork or I'm just going to leave it nice little tender slices or chunks. This is going to serve quite a bit. This is probably only half of it. And this sauce really kind of thickened up kind of nice too. You can save some of that sauce maybe and put it in a separate little bowl. There's quite a bit on here already. I don't think I really need it. Yeah, the sauce really kind of turned into a nice little gravy, I guess, with breading. When we browned that roast beef, it turned it a little bit into a gravy, which is really nice. Okay, I'm going to take a little taste of this. Wow, different, real different tasting. It's a little bit sweet. You can taste the citrusy of that orange juice for sure. I might add a little bit more salt. But yeah, this is actually a very kind of unique taste. Yeah, I really like it. This would be really good on maybe sliders, little hamburger buns, lettuce wraps, or just have it plain here served on rice. I think we're going to maybe serve it on rice and yeah, maybe have some lettuce wraps too. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to Ed Foodie right over there. And thank you for watching.